If you do have any questions, you can go ahead and interject, and we'll move on after the questions asked. Okay, so we'll start out with, everyone can see my screen, right?
Yep.
Okay, so this is Podio, and we use Podio to communicate with the associates, and I've already sent you a link to Podio. Each of you should have your own workspace created at this point. And so over here on the left, if you see, there's a bunch of workspaces. And those workspaces are each associate within QS2, and we've created one for each of you. And so you will only see your specific workspace once you log into Podio. And you'll have to, if I sent you that link, you'll have to invite you to your workspace. You'll have to click that link and set up a username and password, and then you'll have entrance into this system. Then you will take, you'll go to your workspace, and then basically we use this to communicate with you on receiving the lead and showing you where we're at throughout the process. So, and it's divided up into specific apps that you can use. Up here at the top, there's these listing of apps, and these apps first start with Activity Stream. And the Activity Stream is similar to a Facebook posting type thing. It's a live status update, and you can share thoughts, images, app mention individuals, and then click the share button, and then it is live updated to your workspace and to us, so we know what's going on. So this is an example of a workspace, and this is the activity that has been going on within this workspace. And you see here there's this activity here, and then comments based off of that item, and then this activity here, and then comments based off of that item. So we use the activity stream. Anything that's done within these apps up here is logged in this activity stream. So you can quickly go here and just peruse the latest activity within your workspace. Okay, so you can, anytime you have a question about Podio or about one of your clients, you can type in here your question and then click share, and it'll go directly into this workspace, and we'll be notified of that question or concern. Okay, so that's a good place to communicate any issues you're having. This next app, does anyone have any questions about the activity app? What it's used for, what you could use it for, what's listed here? Any questions on that? Okay. On this main page here, then the next app is the Personal Home and Auto. This is where you're going to go to submit a lead to SME to have us run the quote for you. And this Personal Home and Auto, this flag, anytime you see this flag, that means it's referencing this app. So if you look down here, you see that flag. That means this is a Personal Home and Auto, that when this app was used, it was used as a Personal Home and Auto, and we're all referencing this specific item within this app. So if I click on this app here, it's going to list eventually all the clients that you've sent over for review. And so, for example, this workspace has 5 clients that they've sent over for review and all the information we need to run the quote. And that's all listed there in your Personal Home and Auto. And if you want to send us a new lead, you come over here to this green box and it says Add Personal Home and Auto. You click that, and it'll pull up the form that needs to be completed in order for us to get started on the quote. The applicant name, applicant gender, date of birth, driver's license number, applicant driver's license state, applicant occupation, that's for discounts, work address. Some of these carriers we write with require the work address info, marital status, the next information on the next applicant. And then we've got spots for 3 applicants here. If there's more than 3 applicants, you need to come down here to this additional notes section and enter in number 3 and give the same information we request up there. That's the same thing for cars. If you have more than 4 cars, you need to do auto 5 and then give us the VIN number for it. And then type that out. And then any special requests you have for this specific quote, you'll need to make note of that in the additional notes section. And so all this information, as I scroll back up to this spot here, all this information is we'll use to put a quote together for you. And every little bit of information we ask for, there's a reason for it. And for example, I'll kind of work through this so you guys can see what it looks like. Policy type, standalone home, standalone auto, auto home package, and auto renters. So you need to let us know what type of policy this is. And then resident type, is this a home-owned, condo-owned, apartment, rental home, condo, living with parents? For example, if you guys click standalone auto here, and then you click home-owned for resident type, we're going to be wondering, hey, what's going on? Why are we not getting both information? Why are we not getting this as an auto home package? Because the big thing, guys, is we need to quote stuff as a package, because these carriers, their biggest discount is the multi-policy discount. And so when you send over a standalone home, there's a good chance that we won't be competitive on requoting that, because we're missing the biggest discount, which is the multi-policy. Now, if it's a standalone auto and then you click living with parents, then that makes sense. If you click a standalone auto and then any one of these, then that doesn't really make sense for why you couldn't get the auto home package information to us so that we could quote it as a package. Because that does a couple things for us, guys. That makes sure that the retention on, if we have an auto home package, the retention for them staying around with you and us goes through the roof. If we just have a standalone auto, then it's likely that they could possibly move. So the more policies they have with us and you, the more likely they are to stay. And the reason why you're wanting to do P&C is to build up that residual base, and making sure that they stick around will ensure that that residual base stays intact, right? So that's important. To make sure, if you can get the home and auto together and get all that information to us, that you quote it as such, and not just send over a bunch of standalone autos. Now there's a spot, there's so this form is combined, guys. So it asks questions about home, it asks questions about auto. Yep.
Yeah, this is Charlie. I'm sorry. I tried to ask question using the microphone on my computer, but it didn't work. So I called through phone. My question was the type, different policy types that you just showed us.
Yes.
Auto. Yeah, right. That standalone home, standalone auto home package, and auto renters. What if this person, for example, myself, I have home, auto, renters, and the ability.
So you're saying they have more than just an auto home package, right?
Right.
Okay.
Right.
Then you'll just need to make notes of it in the additional notes section, and just and then possibly what we've been having others do is they can fill out this form a second time, and so they can fill out this form, and then so that then they can go through and fill out the form again with the other rental information in that one. So there, you can, if you feel like you can get us all the information in the additional notes section, then you just have to fill out one form. If you don't feel like you can get us all the additional information within that notes section, then you'll have to fill out a second form and then make comments on that one saying you want it all together as a package, these two forms together.
Oh, okay.
Does that make sense?
So each one.
That guy's hilarious, man.
each application that we fill in will have a specific number that we can link to make note of?
I'm not understanding your question. Say it again.
Well, you know, when I fill out this one, you say put the comments on the additional notes section.
Yes.
To relate to this other application that I did, then
Yep.
how do I make a note? I mean, how do I link that both together?
Yeah, you can do it in one of two ways. I'll show you how that looks. So let's say you're within this app here, and let's say Joseph Alexander and Marvin White, they're the same people, and you want to link those together. You'll just have to go here and click on that, and just in the comment section, you'll say link this with the other Joseph Alexander lead that I sent over. It wants to be included as a full package, and so under each spot, under each lead that's sent over, there'll be a place for comments as well, so you can comment on that.
Okay.
And,
okay.
Okay. So as we work through, there's, like I said, it's a personal, home, and auto form combined, and we did that on purpose, guys, because we want you guys to send over both the home and auto information all in one. And so if for some reason it's a standalone auto and that's the only thing they have to offer, and you've made sure of that, and you've double checked if there's a home or there's an apartment we could write with it, then if that's the case, we're asking home questions here, right? Foundation type, siding material. Obviously, with the standalone auto, this doesn't apply. So what you're going to have to do for these required fields, if it doesn't apply, just put NA in that spot, and it'll let you bypass that required field, and we'll know that you're just trying to do a standalone auto. Okay? But you got to make sure that you click that it's a standalone auto, so we're not missing information. If you click auto home and then you put NA, then you know, it's going to be confusing to us, because then we'll want the home information because you're saying you want it quoted as a package. Okay, so this is the information that we're requiring.
All right, bro. What's the?
I'm sorry. All right, so this is the information we're requiring, and then at the end we need to attach the policy declaration pages. And the declaration pages are the pages that show the insured's previous premium and their previous coverages. And we're requiring that to start the quote. If you don't attach it, then we will be sending you a task to collect that information for us before we get started on the quote. And why are we requiring that? Having this information increases our close ratio by, we think, 20 to 30%. So if we can have this information and be able to know what the previous coverages and previous premiums are, then we can put together a better quote and have a better chance at closing that. And it's very simple. All you have to do is tell the client to collect their previous information, scan it in, and then click Add Files here, and then go to your computer, choose the file, and then click Done, and then click Save, and your information's all there. So I'll show you what a completed one looks like here. And Larry actually did a good job here, so I'll pull up his. So this is what a completed one looks like, and all the information is filled out very well. He picks an auto home package, says the resident type is a home owned, all the information, and any autos financed, yes, auto 1 and 2. He told us who they were financed by. You know, all the home information, mortgage loan number, put in the mortgage loan number and the company there, answered the questions, and then he attached his policy declaration pages here at the end, and then hit Save, and then we got started on the quote from there. So does that make sense, guys, as far as the filling out the information and then attaching the deck pages at the end?
Yes.
Okay, now we've also built in some different ways to collect the information. We know that you don't really maybe have time to do this. You want to send, you don't know all the information, and you just want the client to fill out that information, and then the quotes run through you. So we've created a couple ways to collect that information. Now, each workspace, we've created a workspace-specific URL that can be emailed to the client, and it will pull up this form you see here. So this link here, this web form link, is specifically set up to go to your specific workspace, and each of you will have your own URL, and you could send this out to the client to have them fill out the information and then attach their deck pages at the end here, and then submit for quote, and it gets dropped right into your own workspace. And so we know it came from you. So this is a good way if you don't have the information, you just want the client to fill out the information, you can send this link out to the client, and they will be able to fill out the information from there. And I will get all of you guys your own specialized links so that you can have access to that. The other thing we're doing is...
You want to email the link to us individually?
Yes, I'll send you your individual link after our conference today.
Okay, thanks.
Okay? So the other thing we're doing is within your QS2 website, each of you have a website, right? So what we're doing is, you notice your own website has your own URL as well. And within your website, there will be a button. Once we get this set up, there'll be a button that says "Get a Quote," and you direct your clients to your website, tell them to press the "Get a Quote" button, get a property and casualty quote, and then it pulls up here. That same form pulls up as an embedded form on your QS2 website. That's pretty cool, huh? So then they can fill it out from your website, hit submit, and it goes directly to your own specific workspace. Okay?
And this is already currently available?
Not right now. It will be in the next couple days for you. This is available for people who have already signed up. Everyone else who has signed up till this point, it's available for. I think you guys will be all set up by the end of the day today for your specific website. So I've just got to go in and make some changes to your workspace and get all that individualized to you. And so there's those ways you can collect the information. So there's 3 ways, right, guys? So you can come here, click on Add Personal Home and Auto, and then you submit it through Podio. Or you can send your client the link, which is this here, or you can direct them to your website and have them get a quote through your website. Okay? So what ends up happening, so then SME receives your quote, and if you have all the information and the attached deck pages, within 24 to 48 hours, SME will get a quote back to you with the review results of what we recommend. Okay? And you can track this right here. This review results app, you can click this here, and it will pull up what we recommend and each one you've sent over and what we recommend. So here's one that we did for Larry, and this is our recommendations for this specific lead that got sent over to us. And we go through and we make our recommendations on the auto, recommendations on the home, proposed carrier, current premium, that's why we need the deck pages so that we know the current premium, proposed premium, and then the savings. And then we attach the proposal here for you, and then you have access to that information to present that to the client. And so you can take these recommendations along with the quote that's attached and say, here's the quote, here's how much we're saving you, here's the increase in coverage, and here's why it makes sense. And then if the client wants to go through with it, then you come here to this payment form app, and you fill out this payment form for the client and put in the client name. Is it a credit card or checking? the mortgage loan company number, the mortgage number, so that if they're doing bill through escrow, we know who to send the bill to. And then the payments amounts, which are listed in the proposal that we send over. You're going to have the client pick the payment amount and then plug in if it's the monthly or the yearly or the two-pay, whichever one they decide in that application. And then you'll plug in the credit card number, expiration date, security code. If it's a credit card, if it's a checking account, you'll put in the checking account number, the routing number, and then any additional notes on the payment. So you'll complete this form, hit save, and then once we receive that payment form, then we'll issue the sale for you. So then we'll come here and we'll log the sale for you, and there's one been logged here, and then we put in the insurance carrier, who it's got sold to, premium amount for the home, premium amount for the auto, and then total premium, and then we'll put the policy numbers in there. These ones are pending. And then you'll be able to track. The coolest part about this, guys, is once you send over a lead to us, you'll be able to track where we are at with each of your leads. You come to these the review results and see, okay, is it in the review results stage? Okay, I've received the review results. I'll present it to the client, get the payment form filled out, and so we can issue. Okay, so like I said, everything done within all these apps is tracked within this activity stream here on the left. You come over here and you can scroll down. Well, here's his review results that we submitted and all the comments attached with his review results here. So that's what's really cool about this, is the transparency to see where we are at with each of your clients at all times, and for you and for all the comments and everything to be right in front of you. Think of the alternative here, guys. The alternative is sending an email back and forth with attachments and never knowing what the previous email was referencing or who it's referencing, and getting really confused. Here it's all in one spot. You can go click on see what leads you've sent over, see what review results are completed, and it's just a really cool setup as far as having that communication there so that we can all be up to date on what's going on. Okay, so that's the gist of these four main apps that you'll be using. And this one here, this Photos app, some of the carriers require photos if we don't have prior deck pages showing full coverage, which is another reason why we need deck pages. So if we do need photos and we don't have prior deck pages, you just come here, add some photos. You can add the images here, and then click Save, and then reference the lead here. So for example, if we were doing Larry's lead, we just reference it there and plug it in. The BOR, AOR, this is really easy business, guys. BOR is broker record change. For example, someone's with Safeco. They want to, with another agency with Safeco, and they want to move over to your agency so that you start getting the commissions. Then you come here to this BOR, AOR, add BOR, AOR, plug in the information we need. We'll create that BOR form, and then they can have that switched over to you so that you now get the residuals from that point on. Or you can go to this spot, this forms, and it has all the forms that you can need, the policy cancellation form, the BOR. You click that, pull it up, download it, and then what you can do is fill it out from there, have the client sign it, and then reattach it in this BOR forms request app here. So that's really easy business. This is the gist of the apps and how you can use those apps to communicate with us. And we're working left to right here, guys. So think about it this way. Personal, home, and auto, start with that. Then SME completes the review results. Then you collect the payment form. Then SME completes the sale, and it's a done deal. Okay? So left to right. And are there any questions so far?
I have a question.
Yes?
Umbrella.
Yep.
Is there a application form for umbrella? I mean, For,
Yeah, well, we need
personal-
to have those underlying things. So, for example, if you're filling out a personal home and auto, and you're filling out the information, and you want to have them have an umbrella, and it's important to you and it's important to the client, just make note in the additional notes. Say umbrella coverage needed. Does that make sense?
Okay.
And then click save, and then we know to run it with an umbrella.
Okay.
And we'll usually usually start with $1 million umbrella, and if they want any specifics, like for example, if they want a $5 million umbrella and you know that, make note of it in the additional notes section so that we can get the correct quote to you the first time. And otherwise, we're just going to do our normal recommendation defaults.
Okay.
So if there's anything specific coverage-wise that you know that they're going to want, or that you're going to want to make note of that, so that we aren't going back and forth on, hey, can you change this coverage to this? Hey, can you do this? It just wastes people's time. So make sure if you have any special requests to make that known in the additional notes section.
And how about file dwelling? For the rental properties.
I'm sorry?
File dwelling policies for rental properties.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, you can fill out that same information here. Just make sure that any information that's not applicable, you can just do that NA throughout the form, and then again make notes in that additional section there.
Okay.
Yeah, we can definitely do that, and that's no problem. But we're going to need a lot of this other information as well to do some of that stuff. And if you just do NA or and then make notes in the additional notes section, we'll make sure that's a dwelling fire, and we'll know that. So utilize the additional notes, guys, if there's anything specific that is different than this, that doesn't fall within this home and auto package type thing.
Okay. And the commercial, is it available now or still?
Is there what?
Commercial.
Commercial is not yet. We're rolling that out next week.
Next week?
It's going to be something different. This is all personal lines right now.
Right.
We're not quite sure how we're going to get how we're going to collect that information. It's probably going to be different than the Podio setup because, as you know, commercial is a little bit more in depth for the information that we have to get. So there probably have to be something different set up than this. But this is the setup for personal side. One other thing I'll mention, guys, you'll be receiving tasks from us to do stuff. So I want to tell you about this. So there's tasks over here. Every time we complete a review results for you, you'll get 2 tasks from us. You'll get a task to present the review results to the client and have the client sign the attached application. And then you'll have the client select the payment option described in the application and complete the payment form app, which I already said here, which is right here. So basically, you got to present that to them, have them pick their payment option, and then complete the payment form app, and then we can actually finish up with selling the policy. So these are tasks that are automatically created every time we complete a review results. And you'll be able to see your task here, this little check mark at the top. These are a couple of basic apps, which are your inbox, which will have all your comments and stuff listed, your contacts, your calendar, and then your tasks. And you'll have your tasks listed here, and my tasks, my delegated tasks, my completed tasks. And so anytime we submit a task to you guys, that information will be in here, okay? So similar to this, right now we're waiting on Giselle sent over a lead, but she forgot to attach the declaration and summary pages. So what we did is we created a task for her to submit the deck pages, and once she completes that task, she'll come over here and click this to complete the task, and then we know that that one's done, and you know that you've completed that for us, okay? But if you submit it right the first time, we won't create that task for you. But I just wanted to show you tasks specifically because we're going to be using tasks quite a bit. Now, on the flip side, if there's something really specific you need to have us do, let's say a service request or something like that, you can create a task for us by coming here and click task. And let's say you want to have proof of insurance sent over for Jane Doe. And you pick the contact who you want to have be in charge of that task. We'll make Daniel in charge of this. And then you'll pick the due date. And then you'll enter in the more information here, maybe where you want it to go, where you want it to fax to, you know, service request type stuff, or you need to have something changed on a policy. And then you create the task, and we'll automatically be notified, and it will come in as a my task for us as well. So you can create tasks for us to make sure that we get stuff done for you as well. Okay? So, are there any other questions? I think this is pretty much the gist of how this works and how we have this set up.
Okay, one question. You say have the client sign the application. Is that e-signed or they have to sign, you know, manually?
We can do e-signed if you prefer that. Most of the people we're working with right now have their clients, you know, face-to-face.
Okay, face-to-face. Okay, yeah, that's fine. After I do that, how do I send it back to you? Email or just put back?
Yeah, no, you can attach it here, right? So you go to this review results. Let's say, see, we've made a task for Larry to have them sign the application. So you go to review results. This is our recommendations, excuse me, the proposal. So you click to open that proposal, print it out for the client, have them sign it, and then what you can do is add files here, scan it into your computer, and then choose your file from here. And then click done to attach it, and you'll attach it within this specific person's review results. So you're not just randomly attaching to anything. You got to make sure you're attaching to the right spot, which is within everything that's on this. Every item that's created has it as an opportunity to add files to it. So if I click this test one, come over here, and at the bottom there's an add files button. Every spot has an add files button. Okay, so we need to make sure we're attaching things to the right reference, the right insured reference. If that makes sense. Yeah? All right.
Thanks.
Well, yeah, so everyone should be all set up with their workspace. I think I've got everyone set up. Here's Charlie. I think I got everyone set up who's in this call today. If you don't have a workspace or haven't gotten an invite from me to join the workspace, let me know right now so that I can send over another request to have you join the workspace.
How about you know, the on the top, the bottom there, the right hand side, the products and add app. What are those for?
Yeah, the product, that's just for us to reference. So, for example, in the sales, when we come, it's for SME to reference because in the sales side, we say what we sold. Like, is it a home and auto? Is it a? Well, it should be referenced here. Let me see. Is it a home and auto? What type of policy is it that we sold? So when we do that, then we reference. If you look here, product sold, auto policy, renter's policy was sold. So this is a way for you to know what was sold.
Okay. And after the fee are sold, if the customer has any questions, they should they contact you or contact the insurance company?
They can contact us, or they can go through you, and then you can make comments throughout the activity stream if they have any other questions, and say, whatever you want to say to us there, share it, and then we'll be able to get back with you on that.
Okay.
All right. Well, thanks for joining, guys. And if there's any last questions, if there's not any last questions, then we'll sign off here.